Hi, I'm Holly Dickinson with Top Shoes in Benton, and today I'm going to be talking to you about recovery shoes, socks, and custom footbeds. All of those things really go together to make your feet absolutely comfortable. At Top Shoes, we're going to take the time to listen to what's going on with your feet and recommend shoes. We do that all the time. But something that people often forget about is the time when they're not necessarily working and they're not on their feet a whole lot, but they're going barefoot around their house with no shoes. And when that happens, your arch is not supported in the proper way. And so I want to talk to you about right now is recovery shoes. And so recovery shoes used to be specific for athletes. So after they finish their training process or their big game, they would put on a pair of recovery shoes. Well, now, even for the general public, we're suggesting recovery shoes for after work so that you're not going barefoot. So let me talk to you about this brand called Hoka. This is one of their recovery shoes. It's got a nice thick cushioned sole. It's got a really great arch support. It slips on really easily and it's lightweight, but at the same time, it's going to offer that added support that your feet really need so that they're supported and they feel nice and comfortable. So whenever you get off work from a long day, those tendons that are in your feet are going to have support underneath them. So this is one type of shoe that we have for recovery. It's a closed-in tennis shoe, but we also offer an open toe sandal like this recovery Hoka sandal, as well as the UFU sandals. And depending on your foot type, as well as your arch and the way that you walk and stand, we'll be able to recommend shoes that are great for the way that your feet are made. The next thing I'd like to talk about are socks. Socks are something that people forget about all the time. They think, well, one sock is the same as the next sock, and really that can't be further from the truth. Socks can actually prolong the life of your shoes. How often has it been that you've bought a new pair of shoes and there starts to wear a hole in the back of the lining of your shoe? That is a common factor that happens when you're wearing cotton socks. Cotton socks are not good for your feet. They allow the moisture that's produced from the sweat glands in your feet to stay right next to your feet and right next to the lining of the shoe. And so that makes the shoe very wet. It increases bacteria inside the shoe, and it actually reduces the life of the shoe simply because it's not going to allow the shoe to dry out each time. So the socks that we sell are either going to be a wool or a synthetic blend. We'd never sell cotton because it's so moisture absorbing and it keeps your foot so wet. So the things that we're going to sell are going to allow the sweat to move next to your foot to the outside of the sock and then evaporate. And it's going to reduce calluses, you're going to cut down on blisters, it's going to prolong the life of the shoe, and if you happen to have custom orthotics, it's going to help your orthotic last longer because it's not going to have that constant friction of a rough cotton next to it on its surface. So each one of these socks, we have socks that have little individual toes, so those are great for people who have friction between their toes and it's uncomfortable. We have socks that are specific to work that have a added cushion support around the middle part of your foot where the arch needs to have a lift. We have socks that come up over the calves that are going to increase circulation and blood flow. We also have some great compression socks that are going to be graduated compression that are going to help the blood go from your feet back towards your heart. So it's going to increase circulation, reduce tiredness and fatigue, and allow your feet to feel more comfortable, as well as pull that sweat away from your feet. We also carry some low top socks that are going to be great. They're extra padded in the heel and the forefoot. They're going to feel wonderful after a long day of work or play. The next thing I'd like to speak about is a custom footbed. And so our store, Top Shoes in Benton, we make custom footbeds from start to finish. We have a custom footbed that you can come in, make an appointment, come in, and within an hour from start to finish, you will leave with a pair of custom footbeds specific to each individual foot. We will take your feet, we will use specific materials that are needed for the way your foot's made to give you added cushioning or support or correct the way you stand or walk. All of those things we can put into a custom footbed. And so the comfort here is amazing. I wear custom footbeds in all the shoes that I wear. My feet are never tired. I'm never worn out from a long day at work because I've got the proper support. And just because you purchase really great, comfortable shoes, if you don't have a custom footbed, it's not going to allow the most support that you could really have because everybody has 2 feet that look different. Even if it's just slightly different, they are different. And with a custom footbed, we're going to specifically make that footbed for each individual foot, and then you'll be able to take that footbed and put it in different shoes that you own. The main thing that we try to make sure is that you put that footbed in a shoe that's going to be nice and supportive. So you're not going to want a shoe that you can just bend in half that's going to crumble and not give good support because you want good support with your footbeds. We also sell over-the-counter footbeds. And so at Top Shoes, we're really going to take the time to listen to your foot issues, watch you walk and stand, and help you find the perfect shoe, sock, or footbed. So we hope that you'll come into Top Shoes today, where we make your feet comfortable.